Free them all, free them all. Okay. I'm checking this Instagram situation right now. What's going on with this? Some of the Instagram tripping. Request a timeout. Request timeout. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go check it. Yeah, check this Instagram. Going, yeah. Okay. Right on, Conrad. Young Richard, right on. What the hell's going on Instagram? Fremont Marshall had in the building right on, y'all. Okay, we have an issue with this Instagram. Let's to the Instagram. Free them all, everybody. Y'all bear with us. Better come on in a few minutes. We have this issue with Instagram. Right on, Shaw ball in the building. So you're right. We on deck. Yes, sir. Right on. Come on, right on. Just complete. Right on, sis. Give thanks. Right on. Respect. Right on. Here's up, eyes open, fist clench, y'all. Let's get ready to do this here. Okay, we good. Instagram, all platforms good. So you're right. Okay, Instagram phone might die in a minute, so we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, get have this charger close. Okay, we locked and loaded, y'all. If y'all, okay, we on Fremont Radio, y'all. Let's get locked and loaded, y'all. Let's make history, take history, and tape history. Forgive us for coming in a little late, y'all. Back in the building, you know what I'm saying. Again, call in number 929-477-3785. Then press 1 to be heard. 929-477-3785. Press 1. We have Freedom On Radio here, Intellectual Radio. We are getting ready for August 30th. August 30th. Y'all get, you know what I'm saying, get y'all show body. Just said he in flight. He coming here early. He ain't gonna miss this here. August 30th. The Tuesday. It's on a Tuesday. Chairman Fred Street's party. Can't say you didn't know about it. Freedom On Radio, y'all. Again, locked and loaded, y'all. Let's do this here. Let's make history. Let's take history. Let's tape history. Also, we're gonna give a summation on the Bud Billiken parade. Some of the contradictions. I don't know how much time we got. We're gonna try to get it in. Also, we can't forget one of the main men, a main man, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, President General Marcus Mosiah Garvey, born August 17th. Today is his birthday, y'all. Again, clench fist salute. Aid to the giant, man. You dig? Man, to the groundbreaker, man. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, man. You know what I'm saying? In fact, one of the mantras of the Black Panther Party Cubs is, you dig, the cloth we cut from. You know what I'm saying? Great grandchildren of Garvey, offspring of Malcolm and the Cubs of Panthers. You dig? In fact, it was stated by Marcus Mosiah Garvey, after being released from the Atlanta federal penitentiary, and he was said to be they had him, the government deporting him. You know, I think the ship had docked, I think in New Orleans. I'm almost sure New Orleans. And when he departed, because they couldn't go back, they wouldn't let him come back to Jamaica, his birthplace, Jamaica. It was being deported to England, and Garvey had said, "You may have captured me. I left cubs in the bush. Left cubs in the bush." Marcus was like, Garvey, this is, I mean, man, the writings of Marcus was like Garvey. In fact, much of which was edited, and I don't say edited in a bad way either, though. It was put in the book form. Matter of fact, I recommend the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. He had a man, Amy Jocks Garvey. I think that was his second wife. You know what I'm saying? His first wife, even the role she played with the newspaper that they had, the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association. And go back and look at footage, the pride that Africans, you know what I'm saying? Garvey would say, Africa for those at home, those abroad. They stood up straight, you know what I'm saying? Backbone, you know what I'm saying? In the marches, you know what I'm saying? In fact, my brother, the purpose of the Garvey, the parades they had in Harlem, and how it instilled pride in people, and in fact, it was, it was a lot of things were done into contention of the Garvey parade. You know what I'm saying? Go look at this piece on YouTube where Garvey's one of the members of UNIA talk about how their father would come home from work, how he would be depressed and demoralized, and then. She said he would throw on his uniform for the UNIA, the pride that was instilled in him when he stood up, and in the stocks that the UNIA invested in the Black Star Line. Right on. The Black Star Line. That his daughter would talk, that she say that he would tell them when they get up how they would dress with pride, how the children to touch the stocks. Touch the investment in the Black Star Line. This is the ship line. And when you read, you hear different, you hear contending assessments about, they try to just accredit it, say it's mismanagement, so on and so forth. He wasn't a great businessman, so on and so forth. Negating the counterinsurgency that was launched, the attacks that was launched on Marcus Garvey in the UNIA. It's kind of similar to in our community. People say, well, we don't do this right, we don't do it. Negating the vicious counterinsurgency, Our brother Norman Richmond touched in. Garvey had a school in Toronto, which Tony Martin made a book. Wow. It was in Toronto. Okay, you say Tony Martin had made the book. That's Tony Martin. What was that piece? Tony Martin's journal. It used to come on years ago. I remember as a child. I think it was on PB. Tony Martin. This same Tony Martin. They had. I think these. I was a preteen. I remember these shows that come on the weekends. Yeah. The phenomenal Marcus Garvey. Y'all not hip to him. Y'all get hip to him. This is the predecessor. This the man set the tone. It's important to know the lineage. You know what I'm saying, to put things in context. We gonna get into it. Y'all come on them calls. Let us know what y'all on the call, and we're gonna talk about a lot of different dynamics. What's happening coming on August 30th. The events they have this Saturday, a couple of events. Matter of fact, I think I got a sister calling in. There's something going on Saturday. Press once, Tamika, Pops Wallace Davis had just told her to call in. I know she's listening. But we got any callers in queue, want to bring them in. And with so much stuff, the multitudes of phenomenal event going on too. Y'all go to the Facebook page to check on them to see what that's at. And again, make sure y'all get y'all clothes laid out for August 30th, Tuesday. We just touched down. We consolidated. It's gonna be the after party. And brother Robert Money's his joint. Late on the night. So we're gonna get it in. We're gonna be moving and grooving all day, August 30th, y'all. Starting at 12 o'clock. Ground zero. All right, Curry, we have any callers in queue? 929-477-3785. Oh, tomorrow I need some help in Cook County Jail. Need some bodies there. 9 o'clock a.m. his brother. He got a case in Cook County Jail. We're gonna be there for him, Robert. Be I don't know the courtroom offhand, but I'll be there at the county at 9 a.m. in the morning. I think his court time is at 9:30. And he called, and no doubt about it. And he call us in queue. Callers, you have to press one. If you call in, you have to press one. There's something a sister just told me a minute ago. If you're listening, I need you to press one. But it's a mobilization for a young lady who was, I don't want to misquote her. It's a case in Chicago, and this is the year. Friday marks the year after her death. Some regards to police. Forgive me, I'm moving so fast. You called me. I took the call. I requested you call in. So if you're listening, you know what I'm saying about this mobilization for Saturday. Don't charge it to the heart. You know what I'm saying. But again, I need you to call in with those details. Where people gonna be at? What's going on? Press one when you call in. Yes, no calls in queue. This year Bud Billiken Parade. The Bud Billiken Parade is listed as one of the, if not the largest black parade in the country. And it's really, not that you can look at certain dynamics. Okay, you can look at and see what you're saying, or what it reflects the populace of the population of where people are at, where they talking about going with it, so on and so forth. And there it used to be a certain spirit, that was, with the black community. I mean, you could say people just droves of people just going to, King Drive, and just I mean, people just lively, countless numbers of black people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, walking. I mean, I'm talking about walking for miles, just sitting up, just see who's there. It was contagious, catching the Cook County Jail, looking at the TV images, just to see, different people there. It was, who's going, the South Shore drill team, the drills, the march, the different, faces, so on and so forth. And of course, you had the contradiction. You would see the politicians who you never seen before. They would pop up, but all these, comes and goes, and though it was, it's something that, it was symbolic. People say, what was the Bud Billiken symbolic of? It's like a fictional cartoon figure, and there was and it's something that say it's reflective of that. How there's a concerted effort to take away any actual symbols of any people that we can relate to, and if and that impacts you, like you see certain images, like it was a certain, like even doing entertainment. I remember, I just thought about this a minute ago. I just seen a group of young ladies. I think I'm gonna say 16, 17, and all of them, their look, all of them, their hairstyles, everything, and their nails, their body language was reflective of what's this young sister name. She was she posed to deal with this guy, Blueface, Tracine. She's a young sister, man, and it's man, she's like a social media phenomenon, but you can see the contradictions, and can't recall her name, Trishane, something like that. But it shocked me how just even just I mean just different periods of time, whether it be Nicki Minaj or even what I'm saying, different periods of time, whatever the phenomenon have, even people subconsciously, not only the physical attributes that people start to pick up, just even the characteristics, what I'm saying, how people can pick up, and I think back, I think back even as a youngster, impact, of even, I'll tell Rakim this, I said, man, I remember having follow a leader on the back of my truck, and I remember even us going, some of my counterparts, we going to get us some Adidas's, you know what I'm saying, I remember me and his brother, Chinaman, I remember we seen it as a store, a lounge, and it had like a mirrored window in front of it. And we would stand in front of the mirrored window, and do like, you know what I'm saying, the Ron DMC thing. We just take the beat and do our own thing. But it's just how it impacts you. And as well as you know what I'm saying, during the Black Power movement of the '60s, you know what I'm saying, you had a climb where, you know what I'm saying, people, they had real models to relate to, and that's the climb we're going to set to, you know what I'm saying. But back to the Bud Bitter, so I mean, that's a contra. You look at other communities on Cinco de Mayo. You can look at the Mexicano community with, you know what I'm saying, just even with the flags and the pride they have, and even the reactionary people in the reactionary cats in the Mexicano community who cannot exactly trace it down to the history of, Cinco de Mayo, but it's still, even if it's conscious, subconscious, it's something that's in you that taps into a pride that you can relate to. St. Patrick's Day, even you know what I'm saying, like even with the Lake Michigan, they turn the water green, and the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing with the Irish community, you know what I'm saying, just however they celebrate, whatever the case may be, with it, something that taps into something that you can relate to, that's you. Um, and I like you see different, like even in regards to the present situation with the Ukraine, and a lot of people was not even knowledgeable, saying the Ukrainian population that's in Chicago alone, and people related to it carrying the flags, a Ukrainian flag, you know what I'm saying, a Mexicano flag, you know what I'm saying, and then you see in certain cases at the most the black community would come out, you know what I'm saying, with like this Americanized version of, you know what I'm saying, I'm just giving this American flag, this red, black, and green. Garvey gave us the red, the black, and the green, symbolic of the blood that has been shed, the people, the black for the people, and the green for the land that has been stolen. And you need something to identify and relate to, you know. And so this year was unique for a number of reasons. This is the first time when the actual float that's acknowledging the conditions in particular. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've been there historically, coming now, but official float, you had those in solitude. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra Greer, the Nicholas Lee float. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Lee, you know what I'm saying, was like the third victim in Cook County Jail with the coronavirus. And speaking of Cook County Jail, we got another person that's quote unquote died. Another person, I think Lee Rawls. I may get the name wrong, but Al Tariq Pleasant. We just left the Cook County Jail last week. We just left, talking about these conditions, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, case after case. You know what I'm saying? The Humane Society, so when you take your dog with dogs and cats, that's down the street. That's down the street from Cook County Jail. If we came and told you the dogs was coming up dead, cats coming up dead, and the Humane Society, it'd be an uproar, national uproar. So keep y'all posted on that. Let me touching back and forth too on this situation of Bud Billiken, but just let me tell you. So there are some class contradictions that get, like even everything's political. Like, a lot of people say, well, it's just an event. It's just this. And one of the things with the Panther Party, the party line, is we have to sometimes it's blatantly acknowledge. We're coming from a place of being subjugated. So you have to height. So you have to height in order to get power, or something. You have to be a little more. You have to knock that rust off of that setting that people take for granted. Well, that's just the way it is, and a lot of people just think, well, that's just my mother's church. That's the way I done this, but it's political. It's political, and it's even if you in America's definition of diplomacy is letting others have their way. So you people it's something that you did on your own. You don't why do we do this, or why the music, why certain music is played in a certain period of time. Why when you go to grocery stores, the sugary cereal is placed on eye level to children. You know what I'm saying? This sets the stage for they can guarantee the amount of obesity that's going to be in certain communities in certain periods of time. Not because they're psychics, but you control the conditions. You set certain dynamics in. You know what I'm saying? When you put certain drugs in certain communities. Even if you as an individual subject and say, well, I don't do drugs, I don't eat sugary cereal, that does not detach you from being impacted by it. You know what I'm saying? You have to, you know what I'm saying? No one leaves out of this clean. So the whole dynamic, once you're in a certain climate, a certain environment, the politics of it, you know what I'm saying, whether you be on the north side or west side, what period of time, you know what I'm saying, what music that you hear, you know what I'm saying, all of this. A parade is political. You know what I'm saying? That's so even some of the contradictions that we were dealing with. We were telling the young man like certain music that we wanted played. Judas and the Black Messiah. One, he couldn't relate to it. You know, the young guy, he had that. You know, and it's not. And I think people you flatter them by saying like they don't know. But it's the deal is listen to the term they use at the radio station. It's called programming. It's called programming. Radio programming. You have to go through a whole. It's a big thing. The payola that was talked about in the 50s. The payola. And the payola, a lot of people lost their careers. You know, one of the few survivors of that era was Dick Clark. You know, so he didn't get no heat, none of this. You know what I'm saying? They don't own American Bandstand. It's political. When did American Bandstand even come out? You have to put stuff in context of time. It's a contention, and it is a contention with Soul Train. You know what I'm saying? Don Cornelius and the other, I forgot his other brother that has Soul Train. You know what I'm saying? Barksdale family in the building. Love and respect, my brother. Right on. I'm gonna see you August 30th, if not before then. Man, legends in the building. We want that DNA in the building, brother. Yes, indeed. You got to put in context. When was American Bandstand? What type of art? When you have to look Elvis Presley. You know what I'm saying? When he came out, all you know what I'm saying. These different. All this is political. You know what I'm saying? When a parade. People, you know what I'm saying? So it was back to the Bud Billiken parade. So when we there, so the youngster, it's not a question. Well, he just don't know. He is a DJ. He's skilled with this. You feel what I'm saying? And the deal is there's a different politic from a Richard Pryor, from a Bill Cosby. It's, a lot of people try to say, well, it's just a question of Clinton, right on, Mother Comrade, right on, Clinton, and a lot of people are not familiar with him. A lot of people are not familiar with this. Soul Train initially was in Chicago. Yeah. So, and Clinton Gent, Clinton Gent had it. I remember hearing this. I mean, Mother Comrade tell me about this here. You had these contending dynamics. Don Cornelius, who was the Chicago police. Now they say he supposed to pull somebody over, and they say it's something to the effect like, man, you get a voice for radio, so on and so forth. But the different dynamic, you know what I'm saying, when he went to Los Angeles, the different people he related to, so on and so forth. Also, a lot of times with certain phenomena in our communities, whether it be movements, whether it be music, whether it be food, entertainment, a lot of times the ruling classes say, let's grab the more palatable individual or representative. And before you know it, the ruling classes took it over, and the follow-up generation thinks it's something that someone else created, because they say, man, wait a minute. A phenomenon. What is a phenomenon? A phenomenon is an unusual event that can be scientifically explained. Soul Train had become a phenomenon. People in jail would be in Cook County Jail. They would count their time down. Say, I got 10 more Soul Trains to do before I get out. You know what I'm saying? It was on Saturdays and on deck. I kept to go back and watch this, and the Soul Train dances, the whole thing, how they pack. And see, once you get these phenomenons, you can run up. You know what I'm saying? You can run a respective political line. Whether it be, you know what I'm saying, whether it be you like, that's just a fact. I like that group. I like that. What's the new buzzword? Who's a new? Like I just said, I can't remember this young lady's name. She the one who deals with this guy Blueface. It's prime picking for them to set the stage for her. She can come out, you know what I'm saying, and tell cats whatever to do, you know what I'm saying, man, be the Pied Piper. You feel what I'm saying? Now you got to tell them, because it's automatic when you make a phenomenon for you, and nothing better than you not even actively knowing that you engage in, you know what I'm saying, that you participate in something. In fact, Harriet Tubman said she had freed thousands of slaves. She would have freed 1,000 more only if they knew that they were slaves, you know? So we were struggling, you know what I'm saying? It was different contradictions, you know what I'm saying, about the Bud Billiken. Man, why this music can't be, when play this young cat, first of all, and even if it was the soundtrack, the certain, now if you say, okay, champion, everybody don't listen to the conscious music, we were offered us, what about Polo G? Go look at Pooh Shiesty, who's locked up now. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, see, even profanity, so we can't play profanity, but it's a way even profanities, you know what I'm saying, the way you curse, so on and so forth, it's not the question of profanity.
It's the question of how it was being utilized. But he proceeded to play, to play NBA YoungBoy Future. You follow what I'm saying? And I watched an interview with Future. He was, you know, what I'm saying, and the dynamic he was saying. He said, "Man, he said he was so high up for something. He said he don't even remember the words he said. He thought he was saying Tony Montana, but he said it. He said he didn't understand what he said. He said it sounded good. They ran it. You know what I'm saying? And then you put the right beats with him. It's a phenomenon. And then when I'm struggling with this young cat to play certain songs, you know what I'm saying? Judas and Black Messiah. It's similar to like even when the Chief Keef song "I Don't Like" was phenomenal. And when we had flipped the script, put some politics in it, that's when police and other parents' position was, no, don't say that song. What Chairman Fred is saying, it's cool, and we know, you know what I'm saying. You can say you can engage in misogyny. Christine Rock, right on, boy. Watch out, mother comrade. Hold on, man. That's it. Christine Rock. Young sister come from some situations, some rough situations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, come up in colonized community, and they have a psychological profile. You know, this ain't no slight on her. You know what I'm saying? They study, the lack of men presence, so on and so forth. And then she man, phenomenal track star, athlete. And now, what I'm saying, that, it's becoming a social media thing, and it just really hit me. I just seen these youngsters and they body language there. It was like her. They were t-shirts, their hair braids, and you don't even be conscious that you're doing this. Christine Rock, yeah. So we had went on to we heightened the contradictions. You did about even some of the music, and it was later revealed that even the parade that you had to they had to submit a playlist. See, everything is political, but see, a lot of people think it just happens that way. The police just happen to, have the word "serve" and "protect" on their doors. When you go to visit one in prison, there happens to be a nice guard. They're different than the ones who patrol the community. It's again. Not all the participants are not familiar with the different dynamics of it, but the reality it is that when a pit bull that is political, it's political. You know what I'm saying? And so, so you get, I tell you, those countries are heightened. You got to be careful how it's heightened. It's like surgery, because it's like a scalpel. You come in that crud and cancer of capitalism that's embedded for generations. Where, people are holding on to it. When they talking about that, when my mother went to that church, regardless of what you say, you can say, well, this church is involved in this and this. You know what I'm saying? The mayor late, you know what I'm saying? Ran his or her agenda through this. And that, like we said, well, I don't want to talk about that. But that does not negate the presence of politics there. A certain song, during the Black Power movement in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? Such charismatic representatives as H.R. Brown, known as Imam Jimmy Al-Amin, you felt the sentiments of burn, baby, burn, where the state was forced to come out with a straight out law, the H.R. Brown law, that said, you know what I'm saying, if you said certain things and the rebellion, uprising kicked off, that you know what I'm saying, you incited a riot, as they said, cross state line, you hit with the H.R. Brown law. And these are some who want to heighten the contradiction to the point to be very clear that it's political. Some of the like when the Black Panther Party had marched up the state capitol in Sacramento, May 2nd, 1967, to the naked eye, it was the Mulford Act. Senator Mulford said, you can't carry weapons, arms with weapons. But the Black Panther Party heightened the contradiction to the point they had to come on with it. They started saying, this the Panther Bill. That's what this really was about. It wasn't about the people, people being, they had no question. The problem with you being armed, getting down with each other. You know what I'm saying? These young rappers and the reactionary cats, you think all the cats with the resource, whatever. You think of, man, Floyd Mayweather, all the resources he got. If it was some connection like to the black community, you seen when Pacquiao came out, just a symbolic of his respective community. You know what I'm saying? Right there with him, the children, the people, a connection to the community. It's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when they worry about something, they know. They can see it even if a person don't know. A DJ, what you choose. I watched a DJ, brother, years ago, place, Cotton Club. I went upstairs with him. He said, watch this, Chairman. He said, he said, I can have that guy go approach them ladies over there. I said, what? He said, watch. He played a particular song. And I mean, literally, the guy got him. I said, man, you got that stuff staged, man. Ain't no way possible. He said, okay. I can make them leave the room. I said, who? He said, the one just came in, sitting over there. I said, no, you don't know. They just came in. He said, all right, watch this. He got certain music. He plays certain music. 2 minutes top. They ease out the room. Like Pied Piper. When you hear people say the Isley brothers responsible for a lot of babies being made, that's not just no chic, no cliche, no cool saying. The mood, you know what I'm saying? The music, the mood. It said, I watched those children when that dude played them songs. The NBA, I watched the energy in them. I watched someone who wasn't with it at first. You know what I'm saying? After being here with it a couple of times, just go along with it. I studied that. I watched the response when you come through and you try to break the mold. You know what I'm saying? With movies and with your definition of beauty, if they put a chimpanzee, the ruling class put a chimpanzee on the front of a magazine for 2 weeks straight, and so this is the most beautiful. This they doing all. She is, man. She's fine. You know, they told you, man. Everybody trying to get with her now. You know, she's a new thing. Puffy Combs want to take her out. You know, so on and so forth. You know what she do? Now, I kind of look at her. She a little short, her height, but I never looked at, you know what I'm saying, got chimpanzee, you know what I'm saying, you never looked at it that type of way, you know, they throw it next to, you know, in the songs, she bad as a chimp. Man, believe me, man, it's embarrassing. The politics, Tupac talked about, he said he would see some of the same women who didn't know who he was. He could be in a club. He said, man, no attention. He said, I'm just some skinny guy. He said, once the phenomenon, who he is, he said it blew his mind. He said, look in their eyes. You know, and I have not seen, no one does it better than U.S. imperialism. This system so Machiavellian, it could sell slavery. You be like, damn, you already have over there, man. You get boat ride, chains, man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know? So let me know if y'all can still hear me on Instagram. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. I know when they call in, the volume leaves out on Instagram. Give me a heads up. Any callers in queue? Then also, we'll keep y'all posted. Some consciences get antagonistic. Some cases, a deputy field marshal was given a trumped up case. That court did in September. We'll keep y'all posted. If you can post that in September what it is. We need people to court support. You know, in typical, you know, he was attacking. You know what I'm saying, man. I appreciate all the people calling in, the lawyers, the people really came through on that, you know what I'm saying? But we want to heighten the contradictions and, like, especially with the upcoming, you know, street party, you know what I'm saying, to show you the political dynamics that exist, you know, with that. 929-477-37, 477-3785, press 1. Any callers in queue? Free them all. Can't hear me. I know it. That's what they call. I know it. Let me know if y'all can hear now. Let me know if y'all can hear now. Go back on Instagram. Okay, I had to click back, start back over Instagram. Hopefully, people can hear. Yeah, once you call, when the phone rings, it cuts off. Yeah. Am I still here? Fremont, any callers in queue? 929-477-3785, press 1. Are we still on Blog Talk? Y'all still hear me? And those Instagram, forgive me, y'all. I'm trying to answer all them, answer the direct messages. I'm working on it. Fremont Comrade, you still, Fremont, you still there? Let me know when any callers come in queue. Any questions or comments, y'all feel free to tap in 929-477-3785 and press 1. Oh, no doubt about it. Timothy Hooper, man, free them all. Just seen his brother again. Court date, went to court. A brother's being sentenced. But I see him a lot more than that. Timothy Hunt, man, it'll be the first Saturday of every month, y'all. We had a food giveaway in front of Cook County Jail. At the wall, off the hook. Okay, I need the background noise cleared. Fremont, the background noise is happening. So first Saturday of every month. First Saturday every month, you know what I'm saying? Comrade, I need the background noise cleared. Callers in queue, if y'all call, press 1, 929-477-3785, then press 1. And press 1. I appreciate you, brother, man. We got a coalition going on with this food, man. I mean, okay. Are there callers in queue? Are there callers in queue? Let me know. Can you stay? Free them all, free them all. Free them all says I hear you right on. Free them all. I might need some assistance from you in a minute, man. But on that, let me know what that dog child. I got these jokers here trying to. The puppies, they getting confused. They trying to take gangsters to get them more and more food. Got me like, hold on, Jack. Yes, indeed. Right on. Get ready for August 30th. You look, man, listen, hey, South, free them all. P-Town, you got to show up too, man. Yeah, man. Mute your phone if you can. Come right, that background noise. Callers in queue. 929-477-3785. Press 1. It's a case that I was told about earlier today. If you're listening, please tap in. Call one. You know what I'm saying? I would say call the radio station, but I think they got the other phone. But press 1 if you're listening. Any questions, any comments, y'all feel free to let us know. Live and direct. No callers in queue?
Caller 773-633.
Okay, bring them in. Tap them in.
Free them all.
Free them all. Calling you in queue?
Yeah.
Calling you in queue? No, I know what you come right. I know that you. I know it.
Call the 708-646. Free them all.
Free them all. This comrade cool. I ain't press 1.
Okay. Free them all. Free them all, comrade. Cool. Right on. No callers in. Okay.
Free them all. Free them all.
Okay.
Free them all. Caller, hello. Free them all. Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Free them all. Yeah.
That's our greeting. Welcome to Freedom on Radio. How you? Welcome to Freedom on Radio. That's our greeting. How you doing? Caller?
Are you talking to? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can hear you. Yep, we hear you.
This is Norman calling from Toronto. How are you doing, sir?
I'm well. I'm well, brother Norman. How you feel, man? What you got? What input you have for us, my brother? How,
Oh, I just wanted to. This is, I think this is Marcus Garvey was held a convention in Toronto in 1937, and he has a course. I think Tony Martin put a book out where he has all the proceedings of that course. And as you already know, Garvey's biggest following was in your father's birth state, Louisiana. His biggest following was in Louisiana, and this was even under apartheid. You had the Southern Fried Apartheid. The African population in Louisiana, Mississippi, Cuba had a big following, and I guess to be fair, the Jamaicans. I think that the reason the following wasn't that big in Jamaica was because at that particular moment in history, Jamaica was under direct colonialism in the Caribbean, and we had in the United States. I really don't think they really realized. They realized, but we got sort of a break because I think they came down on all of our heads, but I think Garvey kind of snuck in because he wasn't originally from the United States. That's my assessment. What do you think?
Before I respond, let me just throw this out there real quick. I posed said to me in New York today. I came on his brother's Instagram. Let me see if I can find it real quick. He has he's doing a showing today. Where's Roy Anderson? Where's his Instagram? Newsflash. Okay.
Brian, yeah, he's from Toronto.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You seen the film they doing? They
Yes, sir.
It's premiering a film today. I was in New York. I don't know if I know I was interviewed for. I don't know if I'm still in it or not. Cameron, let me know if y'all can stay hear me on Instagram too. I'm trying to cut the volume off. And also they're pushing for petition for a pardon on the case on Garvey. That's in New York today at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. But back to I don't want to. Fremont says Hollywood Next. If you can type in our brother's name so people can pull his name or the courtroom that we need court support tomorrow for him tomorrow at Cook County Jail. You can put that on the stream on the post, and I repeat it. And we can repost it over here on both other platforms. But brother Norman, forgive me. Your question again? You said about Garvey. Give me the heart of that question one more time if you can.
The question was, what did you think about the fact that Garvey's biggest following was in Louisiana? And that's according to Tony Martin's book, Race First. He had more chapters in Louisiana than any other place on the planet Earth.
I always I don't know if the listeners, everybody can hear our brother's question. He's talking about Tony Martin, and it says that the largest following of Marcus Garvey was in Louisiana, and what do we attribute that to? And you always like I'm real like even you guys are taking into account, especially with our community, take into account external conditions, what's going on. And like a lot of times, like don't detach nothing. Just say, okay, like this. Like even when I talk about Chairman Fred, I went to Chicago, the structure dynamic. I see this like even he was a phenomenal organizer. But also you have to also let people stress for a number of reasons that organizational dynamic, if it's not up to par, you know what I'm saying, it's a place where you might can suffice other places being liberal about the structure dynamic. Like, okay, that's Fred or whatever. It's a structured dynamic here that, that any deviation from it, you know what I'm saying, it can just, you can lose something. we and take into account what what period of time we're talking about, what type of everything that when I go to different cities and locations, I always ask stuff like, what type of drugs are are the people strung, they demoralized on? What's the music like, so on and so forth, and we take into account like even different locations, like even how the race question is assessed in Louisiana. That's like a in particular, in fact, it was you. We were talking about different, people that that came from Louisiana, and it's like I guess a base, nothing else, a basic black, a basic understanding of, what I'm saying, of in certain parts. Don't get me wrong, because we don't want to romanticize. Cause it's some reactionary conditions. In fact, I do recall being there years ago as a child, and if I'm correct, in fact, it was a Lisbon, which is not too far from Shreveport. People were actually dressed up. And I said, "Where they going?" And they were saying they going down. This is around Mother's Day. They were going to a celebration called Nigger Day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to romanticize. There's some contradictions too now. But certain periods of time, you take into like it can like certain things are in the do not down me phone. You get half an hour left. Do not down me. Let me see if I can charge this phone while I'm talking to y'all. Do not okay. No, hold on, Norm. Let me see if I can plug this phone up. We don't want to lose our Instagram audience. I knew this was gonna happen. Okay. A great question. Shit, I get. Well, you know what? Let me try something. Let's see if this works. Yes.
Louisiana also produced some of the greatest Uncle Toms. Andrew Young was from Louisiana, so I concur with what you saying.
Yeah, ain't nothing all good, ain't nothing all bad. Right. You're right. I'm saying nothing all good. Right, exactly. Some contradictions. I'm crossing my finger this phone on down Instagram because it's a point I wanted to make that you kind of triggered a thought with me. I've said a number of occasions that I think also okay, we're gonna cross off. We're gonna try to keep this going, this Instagram as long as we can. I said a number of cases, like even I talk about had that old axiom. I think even like in the religious community, they talk about like okay, Muslim communities with Prophet Muhammad, him leaving Mecca and going to Medina, like he had gathered up a lot of his troops in Medina as opposed to saying to this home base Mecca, and then like even the struggles and whatnot, like one of his grandchildren that really had to come back and clean house and fight to maintain his legacy, and I think like even I talk about like even a lot of Chicago, a lot of the leadership, a lot of the street tribes, is certain bases that they gathered up strength or gathered up forces, and sometimes I think also I had an old saying, familiarity can breed contempt. People can take you for granted in your own location, your own locale. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, oh yeah, I know him. We know the family, so on and so forth. And you look like even in the entertainment entertainment industry, has certain artists, they say how they get sales, how they get supported other places as opposed. And I think it's a number of things. I had this discussion with Pam Africa years ago, and I was talking, some things are so close that people feel like they can't touch it because they're calling the question. And abroad, you may get more support, and also you have to keep in sometimes those intense conditions that certain you have to go back and look what was going on, what type of attacks was going on, and in many cases like even putting it in context of time wise, you have to look. I say you look at the growth of such organizations, the Black Panther Party. You look at the conscious level of a lot of people, in regards to being the black people, as opposed to the Kennedy administration. You look in context of the Nixon administration, and look at the type the blatancy with the ruling class had forced wasn't no wiggle room to say, okay, I don't know, I won't touch upon, I don't want to deal with the question of race. You seen, even Eartha Kitt, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the Constitution, at the White House, you know what I'm saying? If there was certain, like the term, seize the time, when you got the right forces, the right conditions. Because in any case, there'll be so much wiggle we can find. Being oppressed is embarrassing. And in many cases, people can find wiggle room to say, okay, well, that's not really what they're saying. Or don't touch that. Don't touch that. Then you have certain dynamics. Even with the Trump administration, you go back and look, as like a lot of even certain people's conscious level, because of that straight up repressive. It was certain. I've got this Nipsey Hussle and some other cats. Other cats who Nipsey Hussle. Definitely. He took a progressive line, consistently. But there was some cats that did this song with him. They talking about Trump, they wouldn't have said up, saying, you look at the administration with the Clinton Obama administration, it was real, liberalism, don't touch nothing. So I will have you go back and look what, we have to put in context, what, and also abroad, what's happening abroad, the ruling class, one of their biggest mistakes, even with the Vietnam, in regards to Vietnam, was they let the media show certain images, and and people say, "Whoa, that's happening." We got that, a political prisoner. We got the U.S. Army, the troops, they occupying our community like that, and this, then you have certain certain cases where they do damage control, whether it be like the chopping up the how they did Reverend Nat Turner, how they take him out, and and sometimes situations can be set dormant for a generation or two, but it's certain in the state they own it, like in Attica, it's certain things that not people come in and they don't even, what you get certain connects say, whoa, they remember it. Say, no, there's seeds of resistance. Some places, something there's no, the palette is kind of clean. It's, what I'm saying, it's like growing vegetation. You say this ground is going to be difficult to grow certain crops. You know what I'm saying? But if a storm, the right storm comes through, you know what I'm saying, the right individual, you know what I'm saying, and and all you're taking, even that thirst, like I say, I tell people, it's something in people that turn deficiencies, whether it be relationships, you know what I'm saying, you see some, whether the mother's not there, the father's not there, and you know what I'm saying, people, sometimes you see people try to make up for it with that, you know what I'm saying, go overboard, say that deficiency to connect, you know what I'm saying, even their relationship, this is my mother, this is my father. So that you put in context of the time, even the images that were given to us, even with athletes, it was strategic with Joe Louis, the boxers, how they physically look, no slight. This is not control, no control of these respective individuals. That the dynamics of this bold, heavy-set black man, just the image of him uncompromised, just the image alone, and people who've been, you know what I'm saying, and we can't negate the contradiction, you know what I'm saying, in New Orleans in particular, the whole dynamic about, the caste system, how we view, you know what I'm saying, the Creole, the race, and to see this bold black man, it's like sometimes people be on makeup, you know what I'm saying, people say, man, they come out, it's like, so it can be an attraction to make up, you know what I'm saying, to get it while you can, because even if you're not conscious, and that's something that people cannot dismiss. I mean, because the ruling class takes that into account when they give us certain leadership or representative entertainers, they do. I mean, and certain people in the aspiring capitalist arena acknowledge this. That's what they think. Even the Motown records. I forgot the lady Suzanne DePaz. They talked about the whole process of making, the imagery. You know what I'm saying? They study that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a reactionary thing how we disdain for certain leaders. That's real. Like entertainers. Puffy Combs said when he first seen Biggie Smalls. Puffy Combs said when he first seen Biggie Small, he said, I thought it was a big black armed robber. That's what Puffy Combs said when he first thought about Biggie Smalls. So to be to be able to market Biggie Smalls, you know what I'm saying? It's certain dynamics that tap into people say, whoa, and once you get in, because like I said, a lot of times we have these subjective blockers, like even the Panther Party, you know what I'm saying? In certain movements, like I said, we gotta put that pill in the applesauce. When people see us, oh, he come. One time I was in the shower in Stateville Prison, and one guy was talking about me. He didn't know I was in the shower. He was saying, "Yeah, man, dude coming. They finna move dude over here, man. That damn black people. He gonna be doing all this crazy stuff." So guys was looking like, and this dude was talking. This dude, technically speaking, he was a crazy cat. You know what I'm saying? So he talking like I'm this crazy monster. And so I'm sitting there, and so his guy trying to tell him, man, that's him right there. So it's like a long shower hall. He said, man, damn Black Panthers come over here, man. So once I started talking, he said, who is? I didn't entertain him directly. He said, man, who is that dude? They said, dude, smart as hell. He said, that's the chairman. Once we broke that, Garvey, you know what I'm saying? It's like you get, they tell you, like I hate to do this, we say, damn, like this analogy with dogs, with, you know what I'm saying? But like people say, like a Rottweiler, it's this bad image, you know what I'm saying? And once and you're like, man, people, they protect your family, they do this and that, and so it's overwhelming. And for generations, it go on, that we never even get like even a representation. You know what I'm saying? To not only speak, but to look like to look as we do. I'm talking about to be dressed up for the, you know what I'm saying? This goes on in the entertainment industry and our movements. You know what I'm saying? The different dynamics, you know what I'm saying? And to be bold about it. That's a different, it taps into something, because a lot of us are damaged, but not broken. There are those amongst us that are broken. There are those amongst us that are broken. It's a wrap. I know people say, no, Chairman, don't give up. No, it's like that movie Django. Dudes say, they talking about tapping into that skull. It's some that they have keyed into, man. They have created. You know what I'm saying? You might pull up some magic trick. I tell you, stays too high, time too short. For me, I tell you, because my last name is Hampton, not Houdini. You know what I'm saying? But again, so in that dynamic of Louisiana, where you know what I'm saying, once you tap into it, can be like as God would say, wake the sleeping giant. So I think that's one aspect of it, Brother Norman. I think it's one aspect of it. What do we got here? Louisiana was a part.
I think we have to really emphasize the fact that like I think what John Hendrick Clark says, that every people produces revolutionaries, working class heroes, traitors, buffoons, and idiots.
Yes.
I think that's how we got to really look at it.
You gotta be realistic. Good.
I know you're a historical man, as a dialectical and historical materialist man, so everybody's not on board.
No doubt. This Sister Vestry just put a comment up here. Louisiana wasn't a part of the United States to 55 years before the Emancipation Proclamation. It had been a colony of rebels, runaways, runaway natives who refused Oklahoma. That's also, you have to keep, no doubt. You have to, and to this, also another dynamic. When we have to put in context also the Louisiana Purchase, so the whole dynamic of the French, colonizing Louisiana, and the whole dynamic about even how the impact is. So many cases, it's kind of like certain dynamics when it's some symbolism that America is way of colonizing. The mind, the body, the heart. That's when the Panther Party said we fighting for the minds and hearts of the people. When you have a different dynamic, it's some people you hear it's some contention that they're not held allegiance into this day in Louisiana, in many parts of Louisiana. Is it's even though if it's even if it's tied to another colonizer, but it's not. A lot of people don't see this directly tied to that of U.S. imperialism, which opens the door for some ability to rebel or relate to rebellion. The different dynamics. America, the Machiavellian tactic where people I mean, how you embody it, you intertwine with it, you feel like it's, like you're a part of it, and to be able to, but Frank Muhammad, love and respect. This is right on. Frank Muhammad, brother, love and respect, and that's another dynamic to take into account too. When you have different places, even colonized by other entities. Because I was talking to someone earlier today, and he was commenting about how, like, even people have to be cognizant of the fact that even when you talk about the Mexicano community, that you cannot negate that many of the people that are put forward as representatives, are the Portuguese, the Spaniards, in the role that in fact, the Portuguese in particular was the main hitters. You know what I'm saying? With the initial slave trade. They was the big kahunas in regards to that. So, and you a lot of times you can, even when you can like Hannibal of Carthage would come through the Alps and he would grab other dynamics. He would catch them right when Rome was getting down on them, and though he was able to grab allies and say, okay, Rome just get out on you. Though they're not African, but he was able to, grab them at certain time and grab those allies. So in many cases you can, you can grab forces. In some cases, mercenaries. You know what I'm saying? Or some cases, just reactionaries. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's a more winnable populace, as opposed to that who say that they identify, as that of America. You know what I'm saying? Say, okay, we here. I'm not. And to this day, you have people say, well, they identify with another slave owner. You know what I'm saying? But it's difficult to, you know what I'm saying? You have that whole dynamic of those who have bit the apple to the American dream, and to relate to it, and like I said, have hopes in it, as opposed to those others say, listen, I'm part of the other plantation. I'm just here. I have no allegiance to, to America. So I think that's on to add that in too. There's another dynamic also.
But I want to say one thing in close. The Portuguese started out, and they were the ones that came out of the box with colonization. But at the end of the day, Amir Cabral pointed out, like during the 60s and 70s, the Portuguese, they couldn't produce a toy airplane, let alone a real airplane.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the aid of other imperialists,
yes,
the Portuguese, how in the world is Portuguese going to hold down Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Goa,
yes,
and East Timor, the people that they had colonized? It was only because they had the aid of the other imperialists. Otherwise, you probably could have walked up to them,
yes,
to them and just slapped them and took your power back.
yes, 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 yes. No, yes, I agree. I concur. Yeah, and that's even even the dynamics of even with the some of the in contrast in regards to the American Revolution, how America, as opposed to Britain, the Crown, their dynamic of how Machiavellian, how they how they work the dynamic of chattel slavery. Contradicting such as the fact that they would say slavery is over, slavery is outlawed, and and then just even the continuous acts to this day. I think what Frederick Douglass said, this peculiar institution will attempt to rear its ugly head or just change its name. So, and back to Harriet Tubman saying, I freed thousands of slaves, would have freed thousands more, only than do with slaves. Other places, like you look in, as opposed to in America, with Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, with this what they refer to as the bed wench, so on and so forth. It was a more front of a. It was still to this day. What happened with with the Kurds, with the jobs and all the brutal the race contradictions, as opposed to other places. And so you have those who are those that defend, that go to the battlefield. Portuguese. You can look at the news channels. You can look at other places. They're not able to work that Machiavellian number like U.S. imperialism. in Germany, where they, the Olympics, they talk about Adolf. When the Germans were saying they would ask the black look for the monkey tail between the black athletes, and when Adolf Hitler did not, he said he didn't want any representatives from the Jewish community even performing in the Olympics, and the representative of the United States went over and talked to him and said, listen. That's all you gotta do is get a front. He said, this is how he broke it down to him. He said, man, you even when you grab the athlete, you know what I'm saying? He said you get the Americans, you get the physical attributes, you make sure they're palatable, that they're not gonna be contentious, just for the record. That way it's a front. That everything is okay. And Hitler still and moved, in a real white nationalist way. He went and got a person that they technically said was from the Jewish community. They said, wait a minute, this comes from Europe. This is the Aryan, this is the white person. And as opposed to America, you would think that they're yielding and they're conceding, but they're still getting their political agenda through. I mean, President Barack Obama, case in point. Are you still there, bro? Don't tell me this phone died.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, right on. Yeah. Right, we on the 5 more minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Let me get this out too. Tomorrow, no, Friday. Is it Friday? Today's Wednesday. Friday, 65th in May. Right off Racine, the school, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Our brother, Pastor David, who calls in, you be pushing the line. He said, man, y'all make sure y'all send whatever support y'all can. Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com via PayPal. Say the Hampton House at Cash Out. Whatever support y'all can. Again, PayPal. Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com via PayPal. Whatever support you can, send that in. We're having. I'm gonna be there supporting. The first Hal Baskin school supplies giveaway at that school on 65th of May. We need people there. That's Sunday. U-turn. Friday, 12 o'clock noon. Tomorrow, Cook County Jail, 2600 California. Robert Lee at Cook County Jail. His courtroom last time. 301. You can put a court roster up and look for Robert Lee. That's his court date tomorrow. I believe at 9 a.m. We need court support there tomorrow at 9 a.m. 2600 South California. And also that's tomorrow, Thursday. Friday, 65th of May. I cannot recall the school name right there, but our brother Pastor David gonna be right out there, y'all. You'll see Hal Baskin, a phenomenal cat, phenomenal brother. Yeah. One of his old sayings was, you see, when men sit down, boys sit, when men stand up, boys sit down. That was one of his sayings. So again, Robert Lee Hoskins. Shout out to the birthday of Robert Lee Hoskins. That's his name. The Ross you can pull up, y'all. That's tomorrow be there at 9:30. Be at 9 on the safe side. No, on the safe side. 2600 California. Vontae in the bill. It was good seeing you the other day, brother. It was a hell of a day. We're gonna close on out here, y'all. But again, y'all, whatever support y'all can. Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com via PayPal. Whatever support you can. Also, man, Say the Hampton House Cash App. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., 2600 South California. Sister Cassandra Greer, Dr. LaShawn, Cubs, everybody, man, the Bud Bitter. We're going to deal with these contradictions, y'all. We'll keep y'all updated on that Field Marshal's next court date in regards to that and give you more details. You know what I'm saying? More and more contradictions are coming out. And we're going to sum this up. We keep y'all abreast. That's in September. If you can, the Field Marshal put that court date up there for people. I can let people know where it's going to be at before we tune out of here. And also, August 30th, Chairman Fred Street Party. Yes, indeed. That he did so hard earlier. Yes, indeed. All right, we're gonna take on us about here, y'all. Forgive us for coming in late. Make sure no more questions, no more call in. And Norman, I appreciate you all, man. Man, right on. I'm surprised, Norman, you touching that song that Garvey put out from the what's this song? I'm surprised you didn't. What's that song? Keep Cool. Keep Cool. It's a song that Marcus Garvey wrote from the jail. Keep Cool. Yes, indeed. Keep Cool. Yes, indeed. Marcus Garvey put it, and he wrote this from the Atlanta Federal Jail. Yes, indeed. Keep Cool. And man, I know we can't pull it. I don't have the time to pull it up. That would have been phenomenal. Garvey wrote this song. Keep Cool, y'all. It's on YouTube, man. Garvey wrote, yeah. Long live Marcus Garvey. Protect the red, the black, and the green. Check them on these cases, you know what I'm saying? Cook County Jail, man, it's serious business, y'all. I'm to the point we can propose, man, I mean, I know it's drastic. Can they be transferred to the Humane Society down the street where the pets at? Man, I'm damn, the Humane Society, if you got that, man, another dog, a cat, and a dad, man, and they technically, legally, they got the right, they technically can kill animals up in there. You don't hear about this in the numbers. How many times? Well, man, the mole, y'all heard people to was going, and this is on 2600 South California. This on 2600 South California, not California state, the street. The street. All right, give us something to take us on out. Right on. Again, to the mothers who got this cup for us, hey, represent love and respect. We got them flyers to be ready. I hope by Saturday morning, we got a lot of events to hit, y'all. Right on. What music we got? Take us out. I wish we had that Garvey piece, Keep Cool. Okay. Oh. Right on. Right on, Paris. Witness. Y'all make this link right here. Linktree, Say in the Hampton House. Click it, hit it, spread it, repost it, share it. For y'all check out of here. Make sure y'all tap that right there. Man, hit that link, repost it. This Linktree, Say in the Hampton House. Repost it. Deep Donald, my brother Donald Curry, I love you, miss you, brother. Re-hit that link right there. It's the vestry. Y'all hit that link for us. Repost it. It's Chantel. Tell all the mothers we need them back in town. Right on. Hit that link tree, Say in the Hampton House. Repost it. Levante, repost it. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock a.m., 2600 South California. Courtroom 301. Friday, 12 o'clock, 65th and May, 1 block. West of Racine.